Channel. Today I'm working on this super easy, exciting method to making this bonnet. If you're not into elastic, this is it. Started out by folding my fabric, and as you can see, I unfolded it and folded it all back together. This method works better for me because I'm making at least four at one time. But anyway, use your pattern, sit down some weights. If it's too thick, add some pins to keep it from shifting. So with mine, I added my weights and I took my time cutting around the circle. As you can see here, I have one, two, three, and four. However, for this video, I'm only using one. So to situate my fabric, I took the Ankara and I'm basically putting them wrong sides touching. So the top part, the good parts, are not touching one another. Because when I gather it, I want it already as if, I'm going to just sit it on top of my head. And as you can see, I'm pinning it together to keep it from shifting. And if you're new to this, add as many as you need. Don't feel ashamed. If not, do what you do. Okay, since I didn't cut these around the same time, I have some excess left over on the blue one, which is fine. Just gonna cut that off on both sides and keep moving. Okay, here comes the fun part. I set my machine on the longest, like the highest number for the stitch width, and I also did it at the top because what I want to do is gather. But for this one, I'm going to do a gather with both of my fabrics together. This is so much easier. And as you can see, I'm getting it started and I just work my way all the way around. I'm just holding it. I'm not doing anything extra. I'm just supporting the fabric as it eases through the machine. All right, moving on to my waistband. This is not my waistband, my headband. Oh, silly me. But anyway, this is the fabric I'm using. And as you can see, I turned it right face. So the good side that we want to see, they're going to be touching one another. So for this strip of headband, I believe it was 21 inches by 5.5. And if you really needed to check and see if it fits your head, you can take the excess piece of fabric and wrap it around your head, which is fine if you don't have a measuring tape or anything like that, and just leave at least 1 inch. And as you can see, I'm going to sew across there, straight stitch, nothing extra going on. Make sure you reset your machine back to the regular settings because you don't want to gather that. But anyway, I grabbed a couple pins and put in there, stitch back, back stitch, and then you go ahead through, and then when you get to the other end, make sure you back stitch one more time to secure the thread. And as you can see, I just go ahead and cut off my excess thread on the back of the machine. You can pull out a seam ripper, scissors, however you do. But anyway, so I fold it together and I open the seams. So if you want to press it, it's fine. With this, I just lay them together and folded it over. But as you can see, I went and pinned in 4 spots. Try to make them as even as possible. And these 4 spots are actually important for the bonnet as well. But if you have like a marker, you can do that on the bonnet and mark you 4 spots and make it easier to place them together. But me, I just guess I decided to struggle a little bit today. But anyway, as you can see, I'm just placing the pin right under where I did my zigzag stitch. To me, this made it a much more snug fit for the cap that I was trying to make for myself. Now if you want an oversized bonnet, of course you will cut the bonnet bigger and you'll have more for the head space. But anyway, once I get those 4 pins in, I go in and I take some the opposite way. And this is a good way to use it just in case you're a beginner and you just want to make sure the fabric doesn't shift. Shoot, it worked for me and I've been sewing for a while. So do what works for you. And I'm just gonna go and sew around it. Now what I decided to use was a zigzag stitch. My zigzag stitch setting, I put it on 2, and I believe the spacing was already preset to like 2.5, and I just basically back stitch and go all the way around the garment until the 2 lines are meeting, of course. Isn't it? And as you can see, I'm using my hand to stretch the blue material a little bit because it does give it a little bit of stretch, because I'm already using a zigzag stitch, and I'm stretching the blue out a little bit more, not pulling it too hard, but it just makes it that much easier for it to snap back on your head. And as you can see, you did it, you did it, you made it. Okay, so the only step left is these edges. Oh, the edges. What you can do, if you don't have a serger, you can just cut all of that off as far as the satin, or you can fold it and stitch it down, or this preferably a zigzag stitch so it won't so none of the stitching will pop. But anyway, if you don't want to do that method, I use my serger to clean up the edges. This is very important for me because I sell bonnets and I make them and I sew often. So check my do-rag out, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna add that video soon. But anyway, the serger made it that much easier. It cut off the excess. I did go off camera and cut the collar part off because it was really thick and protruding out. But this is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. This method has made my life so much easier. I did it with satin bonnets, and I'm excited to use this technique with my Ankara ones as well. Thank you guys again for watching. Please share, like, subscribe to my channel, and I will come back with more videos. Thank you.